Hello, my name is Piyush Mathur and I'm the administrator for your group Rich People Help Poor People. I've started a YouTube channel and this is my first YouTube post to the group. I wanted to tell you that this group was started before the pandemic hit us in late 2019. However, the pandemic had a great impact on the group's early composition as lots of desperate people flocked to it in our worst times. The pandemic is of course not officially over, and the economic crisis too is going to continue through the foreseeable future. I myself am a COVID long hauler. I've spent most of my last 2.5 years, more than that, in bed. And only in November 2022, this year that is, that I have begun to become functional. And now because of my situation for this long period of time, I couldn't do certain things that I had promised to do in one interaction with some members of this group on the wall of the group. And, I thought that I could provide these type of videos and otherwise connect them to the right sources of information or mentors and so forth. Well, that hasn't happened yet. But I hope to pick up from that promise in the coming months, though the progress would still be slow on my part as I have lots of pending tasks that I accumulated as I lay in bed. Well, apart from that, my health is also not entirely in control. There are ups and downs. So this is how, I'm going to be sort of trying to balance these two things, the accumulated tasks and my persistent sort of health challenges related to COVID. Well, the one thing that I wanted to say today, apart from what I've just said, has to do with a particular kind of post that shows up frequently. Different people make the same type of post. And I thought I should provide some sort of input in that regard to help them and the group, about these sort of cries for help, so to say. And the post generally tends to be like this: I'm looking for a job, any job, or could you give me a job, stuff like that. What I wanted to say to these people or anybody who might make a post like this in the future is that you must specify what sort of a job you're looking for, where it is that you're looking for the job that you're looking for, what your skills are, what your educational background is, what your experience is, if any, okay, and what your capabilities are. Things that maybe you haven't done yet, but you can do, you think. So without these specifics, nobody would be able to help you. And even though people might think, oh my God, this person is seriously desperate, he's looking not only for a job, but for any job. The problem is, unless they know what job you're looking for, what your skills are, what your education is, what your location is, they won't be able to help you at all. Okay? Instead, many might think that this person is probably insincere. Some of them may think that. Others might think that, well, he wouldn't tell us what job he is looking for, then that probably means that he's not that smart. So what I'm saying is, You may be very desperate, you may be completely sincere. But what is most important is that you keep your wits about yourself. Have confidence, okay? And specify all those things that I mentioned. To repeat, what job you're looking for, okay? And if you can't say just one job, you mention different types of jobs related to it, okay? And maybe I could be a gardener, maybe I could be a landscape designer, maybe I could be a laborer, maybe I could be a construction worker. I could do all these things. You got to mention what your experience is. If you have no experience, you say that. You got to mention what your educational background is. No matter, even if you're illiterate and you're sending a post through somebody else, then I would like to tell that somebody else to make sure that you mention that. All right? You mention your location, and you mention whether you're looking for a job at that location or online. Okay? So that's the brief for you, and you better implement it. Okay? It's very important, and that's only to help people, to help you find a job. All right? Thanks a lot. And to the rest of the group, I would be making similar posts and perhaps more targeted posts on particular issues or particular calls in the future. However, these posts won't be that frequent. Thank you.